difficulty getting started this morning, but we're good to go now. So, welcome to 3 months of rank advancement. My name is Andrew June Donovan, and this is a great week. This is the third week in our series, and the concept is 3 months of rank advancement, May through July of 2016. And basically, we've extended an invitation to our teams to join us in creating momentum this summer, into doing those actions that are the core business building activities that actually grow your business and grow your income and your influence within doTERRA. So this week we're talking all about how to build a names list with booths and fairs and expos. And then of course how to use the Share Success Pro app in order to auto follow up so that you can spend your time with your family and do the activities that you want to do this summer. So this is going to be great. And just we've already seen some really cool success stories about how to use the technology in the Share Success Pro app in order to make your booths a lot more effective and save tons of time. So first of all, I just want to touch a little bit about what an opportunity it is to do a booth at a fair or an expo or a parade, things like that. Basically, when you start off doing doTERRA, it's all about creating that names list, figuring out what relationships you want to work with, and sometimes we've been working the business for a few months or a few years, and your warm market names list is you've gone through the list pretty fast, and of course we're always adding new names to the list. So one of the frequent questions that comes up to me is, where do I find new people? And the common answers are meet people at social events, meet people when you're in line at the grocery store, all over the place. Just meet people. But a booth is a great way to build your names list really big, really fast. And because of just time sensitivity, where we want to maximize our time and have more time doing the things that we want to do with the people we love, a booth is great for this just because it helps you have a massive impact on a large body of people really quickly. So basically, you can do a booth in a number of places, and one of the easiest ways to figure out where you want to do your booths is just to go online and do a Google search for your area. People allow booths at health fairs, health expos. Large corporations will frequently do like a health expo day for their company. In fact, I see those all the time in the area where I live in Utah. And they'll have like dental offices and even Costco, because Costco is a big pharmacy company too. They have a big pharmacy. They'll have these different health branded companies come and just do a little booth at their health expo, and then every employee of the company will go through and get exposure. Of course, city fairs and parades, and then specialized expos, where you've got maybe like a natural foods expo or a gourmet cooking expo or a holistic health expo, all kinds of things like that. So just hop on the internet and search for what events are in your area. Now, there's an art to doing events like this that are big scale. First of all, you have to be really clear about what your agenda and what your intention is. I've seen a lot of mistakes that people make doing these big events because they'll do a booth and they'll collect, they'll have like a drawing for a free wild orange or a free oil tree or something like that, and they'll collect a whole bunch of names, and that's it. They just got a big fishbowl, they use for the drawing entries, and it's got 200 pieces of paper with people's names and phone numbers in it, and that's all. And there wasn't any direction for the people to go. So the first thing that you want to be aware of with a booth is, besides getting the booth set up, right, and you've got your display and all of that, and we can talk about that in a minute, is you want to be really clear about what your intention is. For my team, we always have the intention of signing as many people up for classes as we can. And so basically I teach 3 steps to doing that at a booth. Number 1, get oils on bodies as quickly as possible. Okay, so you've got your booth, you've got the oils on display, you've probably got a big banner or a sign, and maybe a drawing, whatever's going on. And my first job at that booth is, as many passersby as come by my booth, I want to get a drop of oil on as many of them as I can. So I don't just sit at my booth and just, oh, hi everyone, wait for people to come talk to me. No, I'm out there, hey, do you like mood boosters? Hey, have you been asking how you can feel more energy? and I'll pull people into my booth, and I'll have my bottle of Citrus Bliss out, which is my favorite one to sample at a booth, just because, people notice how bright and energizing it is really fast. And I'll get a drop of that onto as many people's hands as I can. And then, of course, from what you learn in the launch training is that you give that person a conscious experience when you sample them. So I don't just have them put the drop of oil on their hand. I put it on their hand. I show them how to use it. How does that feel? How do you notice it affects your energy? Or how do you notice it affects your mood? And then I let them respond. And then they start thinking, oh, well, it makes me feel happy. Or, yeah, that is energizing. That wakes you up. Okay? So I get drops of oil on as many bodies as I possibly can as they walk past my booth. Then the next thing is I have a clipboard, and I'll usually have 2 or 3 clipboards. One clipboard for each of my live events coming up. So first, that tells you that when you're planning your booth, not only do you need to plan for the booth, and get all your supplies and all your contracts with the booth organizer, all of that stuff, you also need to plan a couple of events, at least 2. 3 is even better. And then I put a little printout sign-up sheet on different clipboards for each event. And of course, I told you my number one goal is to get as many people signed up for events as I possibly can. So what I usually do is I'll have 2 clipboards, one for each class, and then a third clipboard for one-on-ones for those people who can't make a class. So basically, after I teach people how to use I get samples on people's bodies as they're walking by my booth, then I'll talk to them about their health priorities, and I do exactly what's in the launch guide. I ask that first question, well, first of all, what are you working on with your health? And they might say, oh, I've got this, this respiratory thing going on, and blah, 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 blah. And then I ask that first question that's in the effective inviting in your launch guide, and I say, well, so how open are you to using something natural for that? And, everybody says, well, I'm really open because nothing else has worked. And so I might give them another sample of Breathe or whatever I've got if I have something really relevant to their needs that they'll notice an effect on right away. If they have a health priority that, needs 3 months of some kind of oil protocol, I'm not going to sample them that because they're not going to notice a difference right then, right? I just want to give them a sample that will help them see right away that, oh, this is really powerful. And then after that, I'll ask them the second question. So, are you open to learning more about how these oils and products could help you get your health priority taken care of? And then when they say yes, that's when I say, great, well, I have 1, 2, 3 clipboards in front of me. I've got 2 live classes that are coming up that are totally free, but there's tons of fun. And we'll for sure spend some time talking about the priorities that you've mentioned. And we'd love for you to come. Which one will work best for you, this day or this day? Notice how I don't say, do you want to sign up for a class? I say, which one will work best for you, this day or this day? And then they'll pick a day, and if they can't pick a day, then I can say, I know everyone's busy during the summertime, so I also have a clipboard where you can sign up for a complimentary one-on-one session with me or one of my team members here. And so just, if you can't come to these days, then why don't we just find a day here that's going to work for you for a one-on-one, and we'll meet at a Starbucks or whatever. So that's my second step. Get people signed up for events, okay? And then the third thing is that everybody goes into a drawing of some sort. And so I'll have like a fishbowl, where they can fill out a little drawing entry slip. If you want to just buy the tear pad that they have at Oil Life or Aroma Tools, where they actually get to write down their health needs or priorities and their names and all that. You can buy those. You can just have them write on a scrap of paper. But for the drawing, you can give away a free bottle of wild orange. You can give away an oil trio, which is the $20 little box that has lemon, lavender, and peppermint. I mean, the giveaway can be very inexpensive. And people, these people. They're going through the fair, all the booze, they're looking for all the giveaways. Everyone loves those. So give something away that's just, really easy to handle economically for you. And you want to collect their name, their phone number, and their email address. And on mine, I always have them write their health priorities on the drawing entry form as well. And the reason why is because when I do follow-up later, then I can say, if I'm calling them on the phone, I can say, hey, Marjorie, I'm so glad that we met at our booth. I know that you said that you're interested in, and I read her health priorities, blah, 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 blah. And then I can, lead the conversation toward her coming to one of my classes if she didn't already sign up for a class or a one-on-one. See how that works? So if you don't collect the necessary information, if you just have a name and a phone number or a name and an email address, it's just, you don't have you don't have so much to work with. Whereas when I've got their health priorities, it's really easy for me to tailor my follow-up directly to their needs. Okay, so now we're at the fun part. You've had your booth. Oh, by the way, I said that I'd talk a little bit about setup for a booth. I just like to make it look nice, make it look like you. You want to have it be eye-catching. So, you want to have your wooden box of oils, or for me, like I bring a big, really cool oil display made out of reclaimed beech wood that I got from Ramon Barris. He sold those for a while. You want to have some posters. You can have big banners printed off at like Office Depot. It doesn't have to be crazy fancy and elaborate, but if you make it look nice, then people are going to notice you as they're walking by. Okay? So you want to have the booth set up great. You know the 3 steps that you're doing at the booth. So the fun part is what happens after your booth is over. And this is why the Share Success Pro app is such an integral part of this webinar topic. Because one of the things that we always see with our team members, and I've even done this many times myself, is we'll do a booth, we'll collect 100 names or 200 names of people that came by the booth and were kind of interested in oils. That's it. You never follow up with them. And I think the reason why is because it's really overwhelming. I mean, you've got a lot of people to call, even to email them. And we all know that sending a blast blanket email out is an absolute waste of time. 5% of people will even open it. And maybe, just a small percentage of that 5% will actually take the time to read it and respond back to you. Most people just ignore all those emails that go out. So how do you follow up with them? All right, so that is where this comes in. And let's see. Are we at my screen here? Yes, we are. Perfect. Okay. So I am super happy to introduce this part of the Share Success Pro app. Sorry, let me get all these little screens out of the way here. Okay. So here you can see, yes, you can see it. All right, this is, that's my voicemail. Okay, there it is. This is my Share Success Pro app. And you can see I've had a whole bunch of people running through different tracks. Today it's just I was testing Andy Goddard on a track. But we built a special track just for booths. And this was actually Andy's brilliant idea. We had the idea that the app could help us take this automatic text follow-up and help us do more follow-up with our booths, because that problem, of course, is that everyone does the booth and collects a massive names list, and then you never talk to them again. So you kind of just wasted 6 or 7 hours of your day and whatever money you spent on the booth and giving away samples all day. So this is how the app works with your booth. Basically, you know that when you enter a new contact in, I'm going to push new contact, every person that came to my booth, I can just put their name in. So this is going to be Drew, capitalize that, Fazoli, that's a cool name, and his phone number is 323-2121-2222, and his email address is drew@email.com.vom. Alright, now, he is a prospect, obviously, because he visited my booth. He's not a new customer or a new builder, so I'm going to click that. If you tap the little I by the booth, it says this track is for prospects who visit a booth such as a fair, farmer's market, or expo. Transition to start the track. So post a sign at your booth for a drawing to win a free doTERRA product, like a wild orange or a Trito kit. Enter each of the drawing entrants into this track. So I'm just going to click booth, save. That's it, and I'll confirm it. And basically what I just did, this was so easy, you guys. I just entered Drew into a track on my app that's going to auto text follow up with him. And oh my gosh, this is so cool how this works. So basically 2 hours after I enter him into my booth, he's going to get a text message from my phone, from Andrew's phone, and it says, "Hey Drew, this is Andrew. Thank you so much for coming to our booth. You've been entered into our drawing for free oils. In the meantime, I'm going to send you a few videos that can show you how these oils can really help you and your family with your health priorities." And then over the next 2 days, it's just going to do little drips on him not through blast emailing, which we know is a total waste of time, but through texting my prospects that came to my booth. And like it's going to send the video introducing doTERRA, they're ready for anything, and the video why you should choose a doTERRA oil. So these beautiful videos done by corporate that just inspire, these ideas that, oh, these things are really smart and scientific. If there's a lot that goes into them, maybe these could help my family. And at the end of the track, the last text is, hey, so Drew, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit and learning about some of these things. Are you open to learning more about how these could help you with your health priorities? And at that point, the app sends me, the user, a push notification saying, Drew's received all of your texts. It's time to either respond to him if he's written back to you, or to call him and invite him to a live class or a one-on-one, or to send him to your interactive class, of course. So we have some real live feedback from the field already on this booth track. In fact, we worked really hard to get this booth track written and programmed into the app fast, because a lovely new builder on my team had a booth just after we opened up the ShareSuccess Pro app. And so we built this booth track, and she did it, and her feedback was so awesome. I'm actually going to read to you exactly what she said here. So her booth that she did, it was one of those multi-day events. It was for, I think, a city fair. And so she was there just giving out tons of samples for a little while, and she was a little bit nervous because she's new to the building world in doTERRA, and she wasn't quite sure how she was gonna follow up with all those people. She's also got a baby and a toddler, and so she's a busy mom. So here, let me just switch to my screen here, and you can read this with me. So she says, okay, I've been using the ShareSuccess Pro app for all of 1 day now, and I'm so excited to share what that I've already gotten 4 people to sign up for classes from the app. I've got 32 prospects from the fair, which is a lot to follow up on. I downloaded the app on Monday. I've had some trouble, blah, blah, blah. I entered everyone's information in and just let the app do its thing. I checked in today, and there are people who are interested in attending classes. I'm super excited to see what happens when the "Are you open to learning more" text goes out. Okay, so now, if we go to the comments, she followed up with that. She says, okay, because the last text, like I said, is the "Are you open to learning more?" So the "Are you open to learning more" text went out, and I had more people interested in classes, a few people who would like to buy from my website instead, and I still cleaned the house, gave my toddler a bath, and kept both kids alive. I am seriously excited about this app. So that's pretty cool. I love this. I just love I gave my toddler a bath, and I cleaned the house and kept both kids alive. And all the while, people are signing up for her classes. They're writing back, yeah, I want to buy such and such oil that she had sampled them at the booth. And so I think that you're seeing what this app is supposed to do for us, right? ShareSuccess Pro is automating the IPE in your pipes, the invite, present, and enroll. And so if you were to look at logistically in pipes, where does a booth fit? The booth is all about the I. I mean, it's even before the I in some ways. It's not teaching people, it's not getting them to sign up in most cases. I mean, sometimes I'll hear about someone that does booths, and they'll have people that are ready to enroll or buy a kit right then and there. But for the most part, your booth is just the I, getting samples on bodies and getting them to sign up for a class. But statistically, a large number of people will come to your booth, and they'll try the oils, they'll love the oils, they'll enter your drawing, but they won't sign up for an event right there. And so in comes the ShareSuccess Pro app that does that follow-up like what we've looked at here. And if you add these tools together, you guys, I want you to understand that a tool is something that gives you leverage, right? When you leverage technology, when you leverage the reputation of the company, when you leverage the power of the oils, which is why the booth is awesome, because you can get the oils on people's hands right then and there. Leveraging things is what allows you to do more, smarter, in less time. That's the definition of a tool, like an actual tool, whether it's a tool in your shop or a technology tool. And so I was just tickled when, we pushed hard to get this booth track programmed into the app for Sherilyn to use in her booth, and it did exactly what we thought it would do. So kudos to you, Sherilyn, because she did an amazing booth. It was beautiful. She had a great setup and display. She even did had a few make and take items where she made some like balms or salves that she was selling there, just to give her booth a little bit of a homemade flair, and it was gorgeous. And then the follow-up, it happens so seamlessly. And of course, I do want you to know that if somebody messages back to your auto texting that the app is doing, it'll go right to your app and you'll see it. In fact, so here, let me show you where it shows up. Let me go back to my app here. Okay, so see in my upper right corner, I have one unread message. So, all right, so that's a prospect that I sampled on a train in New York last weekend. So he obviously, and I'm not going to open it for everyone to see here, but he responded to my text message that my app sent out. So when your prospects from your booth text you back, it'll just go right there to your unread text in your app. And you can actually have a two-way conversation right then and there. So that's how Sherilyn knew that people wanted to buy from her website or come to her classes, or even a couple people she said wanted to host a class, because they responded to the text and said, yes, I want to buy something. Yes, I want to come to a class. And then she can just text right there in her app through the designated business line that you get with your app subscription. Because you remember, you don't have to. I love that privacy, because when I'm doing a booth, I don't want to give my personal phone number out to 200 people walking by my booth. So I love that I have a business line through my app, and then of course the people that respond, it just goes two-way conversation right through the app. So great extra level of privacy, and the people, the prospects on the other end, they still feel that connection, like, that they're being really well taken care of. So if I were to give you an invitation at the end of this webinar, it's if you're already doing booths, make sure that you're following those 3 steps, okay? Get oils on bodies, help people sign up for a class or a one-on-one, and have everybody enter your drawing and collect the right information for the drawing. Those are the 3 things. Once you're done, I teach people that as they're doing their booth, sometimes you'll have a lull in visitors. Take that time to start entering people into your booth track in your Search Success Pro app, because you guys, that's impressive. People love good customer follow-up. I mean, you and I have both probably experienced that, right? Where you go to a business or a dealership or something, and they take such good care of you that you think, wow, I don't even feel like I want to shop around, because I've been taken care of so well by that person at that business. The sooner that you can get your prospects at your booth entered into your Share Success Pro app, the sooner it'll start auto-texting them for you. And that's when they're like, holy cow, that girl or that guy is totally on his game. That's awesome. And they feel like you're taking the time to text someone that visited your booth, so they know that they're important to you. So my invitation is that if you're doing booths already, do those 3 steps, and then make sure that you're leveraging the technology in the Share Success Pro app to be able to make your follow-up happen really easily. You guys, we've been having a blast using this app. It's been encouraging to me because, the reason why we're doing this 3 months to rank advancement is because we know that as soon as school gets out, that's when everybody goes into vacation mode. And you're thinking, first of all, I don't have 6 or 7 hours of empty house to do my doTERRA business now, because the kids are always home. And then you have your family trips and your family reunion, and there's just a lot of stuff that can distract you from your business. We also know, though, that summertime is that time where people are active, and the seasonal discomfort is in full swing, and people are going camping, and so there's bugs and all kinds of things like that. And it's just the perfect time to integrate doTERRA into a new prospect's lifestyle. And for that reason, we wanted to have this program to teach you how to keep the momentum going during the summertime. I can't remember who I was talking to. It was another influential leader in doTERRA recently, but they told me that early on in their doTERRA career, they were talking to Emily Wright, and they said, Emily, what's the one thing that you could tell me to help me succeed? And Emily's answer was, never lose momentum. Because when you lose momentum, you have to start over, and it's way harder to start momentum, to create it, than to steer it and grow it. So this summer, during our 3 months to rank advancement, some of you guys are going to do booths, some of you guys are going to do some of the other things that we're talking about in these webinars that happen every couple of weeks. And I'm so thrilled that we get to leverage this technology in the Share Success Pro app. So I encourage you to use it, to put your contacts into it, to take advantage of the communication that it facilitates with you and your prospects and your customers and your builders, and to get your downline involved too, because the more people that are doing little bits of action, the more it creates a massive swelling rising tide, and that's what grows massive team volume, grows your paycheck, grows multiple people's ranks with you and your downline, and ultimately what changes a lot of lives. many people doing little bits of simple work consistently. That's what grows an essential empire, basically, right? So, thanks so much for being on the webinar. Again, thanks for the patience as we work through our tech glitches this morning. And we're super excited to move forward. So, go 3 months of rank advancement, and we'll see you next time.